Man, if your hips feel tighter than your favorite jeans after Thanksgiving dinner, you're not alone. Seriously, most people out there walk around like their hips are locked in cement, wondering why their lower back hurts, why squats feel awkward, or why stretching just never seems to stick. The truth is, your hips are basically the steering wheel for your lower body. If they're locked up, everything else, from your glutes to your hamstrings to your lower back, ends up compensating, and that's when the pain and stiffness start creeping in. But here's the good news. You can absolutely unlock your hip mobility forever. Yeah, I said forever. Once you learn how to move those joints the way they're designed to move, you'll feel looser, stronger, and smoother in everything you do, from hitting a PR on deadlifts to just chilling on the couch without your hips screaming at you. So here's the deal. Tight hips aren't just about sitting too much. Though let's be real, most of us do spend half our lives parked in front of screens. It's also about how your body's been trained to move or not move for years. Every time you skip your warm-up, ignore stretching, or sit in that slouched posture, your hip flexors tighten up and your glutes get lazy. It's like your body forgets what it means to move freely. The problem is, your hips are meant to rotate, bend, extend, and twist, not just stay stuck in a seated 90-degree angle all day. When you start unlocking that range of motion, you'll notice everything changes. Your posture improves. Your lifts get stronger. Your running feels smoother, and even simple stuff like walking upstairs or getting off the floor becomes effortless. It's like rediscovering the athleticism your body used to have. Now, if you're reading this thinking, yeah, I've stretched before, nothing really changes, that's because most people do hip mobility wrong. It's not about forcing yourself into painful stretches or sitting in pigeon pose for 10 minutes while scrolling Instagram. Now, unlocking your hips is about active movement, not passive suffering. You've got to wake up the muscles that have gone to sleep and retrain your nervous system to actually use that new range of motion. Think of it like teaching your brain and your body to work together again. Static stretching alone is like trying to update old software without turning the Wi-Fi on. It doesn't really stick. So let's talk action, because that's where the magic happens. The first step in unlocking hip mobility forever is understanding that it's not just about your hips, it's your whole chain. Your core, glutes, hamstrings, and even your ankles play a role. You can't just hammer one area and expect a miracle. Start with some dynamic warm-ups that actually get your blood flowing. Leg swings, hip circles, frog squats, and 90-90 rotations are gold. They don't just stretch your hips, they activate all the supporting muscles that control hip movement. Throw in some glute bridges or banded lateral walks to fire up your glutes. Because if your glutes are sleeping, your hip flexors will overwork and tighten right back up when you move through these mobility drills. Don't rush. Focus on control. Feel your hips rotate, tilt, and open. It's not a race. It's about building awareness and connection. The more intentional you are, the faster your body rewires those patterns. A good goal is to hit 10 to 15 minutes of hip mobility work daily. Yeah, daily. You don't have to go full sweat mode every time, but consistency is key. Think of it like brushing your teeth. You wouldn't skip that for a week and expect fresh breath, right? Same deal with your hips. A few minutes every day keeps things smooth, supple, and strong. Now, let's hit one of the biggest myths out there. That mobility is only for yogis or dancers. Nope. Hip mobility is for everyone. Whether you lift heavy, run marathons, or just want to sit cross-legged without feeling like your legs are made of concrete, improving your hip mobility will make everything better. For lifters, better hip mobility means deeper squats, stronger deadlifts, and less back pain. For runners, it means longer strides, better hip extension, and less knee stress. Even for people who just want to move better in daily life, it's the foundation of functional strength. The more you move your hips the way they're supposed to move, the more energy efficient your body becomes. You literally waste less effort fighting your own tightness. Let's get into some specifics. The world's greatest stretch isn't called that for nothing. It hits your hip flexors, hamstrings, and thoracic spine all in one go. Then you've got 90-90 hip switches, which are basically mobility gold. They open your hips in internal and external rotation 2 movements that most people totally neglect. Add in some deep squat holds, where you drop into the bottom of your squat and hang out there while keeping your chest up and feet flat. That position alone trains your body to own its full range of motion. Finish up with a few controlled hip cars, that's controlled articular rotations, slow, deliberate circles with your leg to challenge your joint in all directions. Do these consistently, and you'll start to feel like your hips just got a software upgrade. Here's something most people never talk about: breathing. Yeah, breathing actually affects your hip mobility big time. When you're tense or stressed, your diaphragm tightens up, and that tension travels straight down into your hips and pelvis. So when you're working on your mobility, focus on slow, deep breaths. Breathe into your belly, not your chest, and let your body relax into the movement. You'll be shocked at how much deeper you can move when you're not fighting your own tension. And if you really want to step it up, try pairing your mobility. Work with foam rolling or massage. Gun work on your hip, flexors, quads, and glutes. Release that tissue, then move through your mobility drills. It's like unlocking a door that's been jammed shut for years. Now let's talk long-term results. Everyone wants quick fixes, but the real game is consistency. You can't expect to undo years of sitting and bad movement in a week. But here's the cool part. Once you commit to a short daily routine, the progress compounds fast. After 2 weeks, you'll start noticing little wins. Your hips feel less cranky in the morning, squats feel smoother, and your lower back doesn't light up after leg day. After a month, you'll move differently, like your body finally remembered how it's supposed to feel. And after a few months, boom, you've built hip mobility that actually sticks. You'll feel lighter, stronger, and way more confident in how you move. Here's a mindset shift that'll help. Don't think of mobility as something separate from your workouts. Integrate it. Do your hip openers between strength sets. Use active stretches as part of your warm-up or cool-down, and sneak in mobility breaks throughout your day. Got 5 minutes between meetings? Drop into a deep squat or do some hip rotations. Watching Netflix? Sit in 90-90 position instead of slouching on the couch. The more you weave mobility into your life, the less it feels like a chore. Your body rewards repetition and variety. Move it often. Move it differently, and it'll thank you. And let's get real. Mobility isn't just about performance. It's about freedom. When your hips move well, you feel young. You don't wake up sore for no reason. You don't avoid certain movements. And you stop feeling like your body's working against you. You walk taller, your stride opens up, and your posture naturally improves. Even stuff like dancing, hiking, or just playing with your kids feels effortless. That's the whole point. Unlocking your hip mobility isn't just about being more athletic. It's about living in a body that feels capable and alive. There's nothing better than that. If you want to supercharge your progress, mix in strength work that builds stability through that new range of motion. Think single-leg Romanian deadlifts, Bulgarian split squats, and kettlebell swings. These moves train your hips to handle load while staying mobile, which means you keep your gains long-term. Mobility without strength is like flexibility with no control. It looks cool, but it's not functional. You want both. Strong, mobile hips are bulletproof hips. They protect your knees, back, and even your shoulders by creating a solid base for movement. Let's also be honest, and there's no end point to mobility. It's not like one day your hips are unlocked and you're done forever. It's a lifelong relationship with your body. But once you build the habit and start seeing results, you'll actually want to keep it up. It feels that good. You'll crave that looseness, that freedom. Every time you move without restriction, it's a reminder that your body's designed to move, not to sit in stiffness or pain. You don't have to accept tight hips as part of getting older or sitting at a desk. You can change it. And once you do, it's game over for stiffness. So if you're ready to unlock your hip mobility forever, here's your real challenge. Commit. 10 to 15 minutes a day. Every day, no fancy equipment. No secret hacks, just consistent movement and attention. You'll be amazed at how quickly your body adapts once you give it the care it's been asking for. The tightness starts to ease. The stiffness begins to melt away, and your hips stop feeling like rusty hinges struggling to move. Instead, they begin to feel alive again, fluid and strong like well-oiled joints ready to take on anything. Each movement becomes smoother, more natural, more powerful. You'll notice it when you walk, when you bend, when you lift. You'll move with a kind of ease you might not have felt in years, and every step will remind you that your body is capable of more than you thought. You'll start lifting heavier, running faster, moving better, and maybe even surprising yourself with just how athletic and capable you truly are. The best part? Once you unlock that mobility and commit to keeping it, it stays with you. This isn't a temporary fix, it's a transformation that lasts. You'll never want to go back to the old, tight, achy version of yourself. That version fades away as you move with confidence and strength. Look, your hips are the powerhouse of your body. They're the foundation of every step, every lift, every motion. When they're mobile, everything else begins to fall into place. Your strength builds, your posture improves, your balance sharpens, and your athleticism rises to a new level. It's not magic. It's movement. All it takes is consistency, presence, and the willingness to give your body what it's been missing. Because when your hips are free, so are you. Your pain fades away and the stiffness that once held you back begins to melt. You start to move again, not just move, but glide strong and sure, fluid and free. You feel lighter, as if your body finally remembers how it was meant to move. That's the real meaning behind unlocking your hips forever. It's not a quick fix or just another stretch routine. It's a return, a reclaiming, a reconnection to the power and grace that's always been within you. Each movement becomes a message. Each breath a reminder that you are built for motion, for strength, for flow. So begin today. Don't wait for perfect. Start with what you have, right where you are. Do your hip circles, feeling each rotation loosen the edges. Find your 90-90s and sink into them. Breathe into the tension. Let it soften, let it go. Drop into your deep squat holds, feeling the earth beneath your feet, feeling yourself supported, steady, alive. Move with purpose, move with patience, move with intention. This is your practice, your path back to freedom. And when your hips finally open, when they truly unlock, something inside you shifts. You won't want to go back, and the truth is you won't have to. Your pain and stiffness drop off. You start moving like the best version of yourself, strong, fluid, and confident. That's what unlocking your hips forever really means. It's not just about stretching. It's about reclaiming your body's full potential. So start today. Do your hip circles, your 90-90s, your deep squat holds. Breathe deep, move intentionally, and watch what happens. Because once you unlock those hips, there's no going back, and trust me, you won't want to.